The airplane cabin buzzed with low chatter and the hum of engines. Passengers adjusted their seatbelts, flipped through magazines, and sighed impatiently as the flight prepared for takeoff. In seat 14C sat Amara, a bright little girl clutching her teddy bear, her eyes wide with excitement for her very first flight. Next to her, her mother Naomi bounced a baby on her lap and smiled tenderly. Across the aisle, a woman in a green business dress frowned in irritation. When Amara accidentally brushed the woman's leg while adjusting her toy, the woman snapped, her words sharp, her glare cutting. Then, before anyone could react, she lifted her foot and kicked the child's stomach. A gasp filled the cabin. And then, silence. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. It was supposed to be a memorable trip. Naomi had saved for months to take her children to visit their grandparents in Chicago. She'd told Amara that airplanes were magical, that you soared above the clouds, leaving every worry behind. But in that moment, the magic vanished. Amara froze, clutching her teddy bear, tears spilling down her cheeks. Naomi's breath caught as she saw her daughter's face twist in pain. The white woman glared as if she were the one wronged. "Control your child," she hissed. Naomi stared in disbelief. Her voice trembled. "You kicked my daughter," the woman scoffed. "She touched me first." Passengers shifted uncomfortably. A man lowered his newspaper. A flight attendant rushed over, confusion in her eyes. But the real wound wasn't just the kick, it was the silence that followed. No one spoke up. No one said, "That's not okay." The world shrank into a suffocating hush where cruelty sat comfortably because decency was too afraid to stand. Naomi felt rage boiling, but she held her baby tight. She knew this wasn't just about one flight. It was about every unspoken injustice she had swallowed her whole life. The flight attendant approached cautiously. "Ma'am, what happened here?" Naomi's voice shook but stayed steady. "That woman just kicked my child." The woman in green crossed her arms. "She's exaggerating. The girl bumped me, accidentally or not, and I reacted." "People need to control their kids," Amara whimpered, holding her stomach. The attendant hesitated. Passengers looked away. One man muttered, "Let's not make this a scene." Naomi felt the sting of those words. "A scene?" she said quietly. "A grown woman assaulted a child, and you're worried about a scene." The attendant bit her lip. "Ma'am, please calm down." That word, calm, hit. Naomi like a slap. Calm was what she'd been told to be when her teacher ignored her hand in class. Calm was what she'd been told when a store clerk followed her through the aisles. Calm was what silence demanded of those who suffered. Her baby began to cry. Amara clutched her bear and whispered, "Mommy, did I do something wrong?" Naomi's throat tightened. "No, baby, you didn't," but the woman smirked. "Maybe next time she'll learn manners." That was it. Naomi stood. Her voice, calm but fierce, carried through the cabin. "You think my daughter needs manners? She's 10. You're a grown woman who kicked a child because she exists in your space." A few passengers stirred. One woman whispered, "She's right." Another nodded uneasily. Naomi turned to the flight attendant. "If your policy allows passengers to assault children without consequence, I'll make sure the world knows." The attendant stiffened. "Ma'am, please, sit down before takeoff." Naomi did, but not quietly. She pulled out her phone and started recording. The lens captured Amara's teary eyes, the silent passengers, and the woman in green pretending to look out the window. Sometimes, the only weapon left to the unheard is the truth. Caught on camera. 30 minutes into the flight, Naomi posted the video online with a simple caption. "A passenger kicked my daughter." No one spoke. "Tell me, what would you do?" The internet erupted before the plane even landed. By the time they touched down in Chicago, Naomi's phone was buzzing non-stop. The airline's name trended. Reporters were calling. Strangers demanded justice. As they waited to disembark, the woman in green glared again. "You had to make this public?" she snapped. Naomi met her eyes. "Yes, because silence protects people like you." The woman huffed. You're making it about race." Naomi's voice softened, but her words cut deep. "It became about race the moment you decided my daughter's body didn't deserve respect." The flight attendant approached again, this time with a different tone, apologetic, nervous. "Ma'am, we've contacted ground security. They'll handle this properly." Naomi nodded, holding Amara's hand tightly. Her daughter looked up, confused but comforted. "Mama, are we in trouble?" Naomi smiled through tears. "No, baby. We told the truth. And the truth never gets us in trouble. It gets us free." When the plane door opened, Naomi stepped out first, not as a victim, but as a mother reclaiming her voice. News spread fast. The airline issued a public apology, suspended the passenger, and announced mandatory anti-discrimination training. People debated online, some outraged, others defensive, but one truth echoed louder than all. A mother's silence had finally broken. Amara's bruise healed, but her understanding of the world deepened. At school, when she saw a classmate being bullied, she spoke up. Her voice trembled, but she spoke anyway. "Don't be quiet when someone's hurt," she told her teacher later. Silence lets bad people win. Naomi watched her daughter grow stronger, wiser, unafraid. She knew the world wouldn't change overnight, but change had begun. That night, as she tucked Amara into bed, the little girl asked, "Mama, why didn't anyone help us?" Naomi brushed her curls back and whispered, "Because some people are afraid of losing comfort. But we speak even when it shakes." She kissed her daughter's forehead and turned off the light. Because the most significant lesson she could ever teach her child wasn't how to fly, it was how to stand firm when the world looks away. Months later, Naomi received a letter from a flight attendant who'd been silent that day. "I saw everything," it read. I froze. "But you showed me what courage looks like. I promise next time I won't stay quiet." Naomi folded the letter and smiled. The cost of silence, she had learned, was heavy, but breaking it could set others free. As she watched Amara laughing in the park, the sunlight glinting on her teddy bear, Naomi whispered the words that had become her truth. If silence protects some, it imprisons others. So, whose voice is missing today? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your voice matters more than you think. B. Take care.